Hello and welcome everyone to another tutorial in the Python 3 programming series. This video is about multi-dimensional list. Now we know that list can have integers, strings or floats inside them, but a list can also have a list inside it. You can do this with tuples as well, but we'll mostly use list within list, so we'll look at those. Now if you have a list inside a list, it is called as a two-dimensional list. And when you have a list within a list it is called as a three-dimensional list. Now you can go as deep as you want, feel free to explore as many dimensions as you want. So we'll only look at the two-dimensional and the three-dimensional list. So let's see examples of multi-dimensional list. So let's say x equals, and don't forget your square brackets, and also index in programming languages start with 0. Just making sure you guys remember that because it is a bit confusing for the first time. So let's define our list. So let's say x equals 1, 2, and 3. Let's print this list. Let's run this code. And you can see it printed our list. We can also reference elements from a list. So let's say you want to print 2. Now 2 is at index 1. So let's type 1 and let's run this code. And you can see it printed 2. Now let's change this list into a two-dimensional list. Now if we run this code, it will print 2, 22 because this is at index 1. So this is index 0, index 1 and index 2. Let's run this code. And you can see it printed 222. Now to print 22 from this list, the syntax is the same. So for this list, 2 is at index 0 and 22 at index 1. So we'll say 1. Let's run this. And you can see it printed 22. So this is how you can access or print elements from a two-dimensional list. Now let's change this list to a three-dimensional list. Now this is a three-dimensional list and you can see it is a bit messier now. So Python allows us to define a list on multiple lines. So we can clean this up a bit. And now you can see it is a bit cleaner now. So let's run this code. And you can see it printed 22, 222. Now let's say you want to print 11. So this list is at index 0. So let's change this to 0. Now this list is at index 1. So this is index 1. Now 11 is at index 0. So let's change this to 0. Let's run this. And you can see it printed 11. So this is how you can access or print elements from a three-dimensional list. Now you can also use a for loop for a in x. So a is our variable and x is the list. So let's print a. Let's run this code. And you can see it printed our list. So this is all about multi-dimensional list. So that concludes this video. Hope you guys are able to understand these tutorials. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching, subscribe if you liked it, and until next time.